Now let's talk about some discoveries from my lab, from Cola Lab, that use quantitative techniques to uncover things about the subtle information that we can find communicated in language text alone. And this is both sort of more conversational electronic venues like in messaging or twittering or emailing or reviews of products or blog posts, right? As well as a more formal written text that you might find. And so one sort of set of studies looked at detecting emotions and attitudes and intentions in very short messages. Again, so these sort of things you might find in tweets or maybe short emails, something like this. And the features that we counted were things called n-grams, which are literally just strings of n units. So this is a bigram, a 2-gram, right? This would be a 3-gram or a trigram, right? Just in this case, strings of words in this case. And the thing that we did was abstract across linguistic constructs. So rather, for example, than just having the best, the brightest, the most fantastic, the most fun be 4 separate features, we wanted to capture the fact that they have something in common, right? So the thing that they have in common, one thing is that they are the superlative form. Best is the highest, brightest, most fantastic, most fun. So they're the highest form, the strongest form of an adjective, not just any adjective, but an adjective that's a good adjective, a positive adjective, right? So best is good, brightest is bright, fantastic, fun, right? These are positive adjectives. So we can abstract these 4 examples into a single feature, the followed by a positive adjective in the superlative, right? So abstracting across this way, making, sort of using different features, more abstract, linguistically grounded features. And we then use standard computational tools to achieve better accuracy at identifying emotions, attitudes, and intentions than previous approaches. So this was a good kind of thing to be counting, which is probably a bit more human-like. We also, a couple years ago, looked at authorship in what are called epistolary novels, that is, novels of people writing letters to each other, but they're still written by a single person. In this particular case, Samuel Richardson was the author, a single person, but writing in the style of multiple other people who were supposed to be writing letters back and forth to each other in this epistolary novel. And the question, which came from a digital humanities sort of world, is, can one person, the author in this case, really write in the style of multiple other people, or is it really, not distinct, right? You really can't do that. Your own style comes through. And what we found was yes and no, right? So the features that the author in this case manipulated did create several fairly distinct characters, right? So there was an ability to create distinct styles of other people. But these weren't the ones that signified his own style. His own style features were actually still present, right? So, and this is something we were able to uncover very precisely using quantitative techniques. The sorts of features that we counted were things like at the level of the character, like say the individual punctuation in a letter. This is an excerpt from an actual letter from this particular book. Also include things at the word level, something like, for example, how long was the letter in terms of number of words. We also looked at syntactic features like, how many first-person pronouns like I and my and me and our appeared in the letter. And also semantic features like endearments, like my dear, as well as formatting features. Like, for example, this one has all capitals for have. I have both your letters at once, right? Sort of like emphasis, right? So we looked at all those sorts of features in order to, and then use standard computational tools to determine the stylistic components that were distinct from the author's own style versus those that were alike. And again, finding that he in this case, did create distinct characters, but his own features were still hidden in there too. Now, another recent project involved trying to detect deception more accurately across different content domains, like say online product reviews, short opinion essays, and transcripts of job interviews. And the answer is that yes, we can actually do this much better than before when the content and form of the language text changes a lot from sample to sample. We can do better if we use features that are linguistically defined and also capture the psychological idea of specific details, so counting the right thing again, right? So the features that we counted were these specific details expressed with linguistic constructions like exact numbers, the 2 in 2 minutes away, and prepositional phrases like from Hyde Park, right? Sort of giving you that extra detail, in this case about location. That's a specific detail, right? So these are the features that we counted, and then we again use standard computational tools to achieve better detection than previous approaches across these very different ways of expressing ideas.